Welcome, SASANS, to this week's episode of SASANS and Dragons. Joining me on this momentous occasion, first off, I am your dungeon master for the evening, and joining me, starting to my left, your right,
Maximus Dominus, playing her check, the Goliath Barbarian.
Brony, here we've been playing Barkir and Victoria. We have fallen Esma.
And Enzer, this guy, playing as Timarius, the Dodegar wild mage.
Cat playing Funky Beerbot, a barbarian dwarf, and entertainer and brewmaster.
got two barbarians in this party. Let's get right into it, shall we? You guys found yourselves, last time, having ascended the Titanus Shambler, making your way to what looks to be a pool of clear water in front of a giant 30-foot high stone with 4 missing segments at the base of it. What do you wish to do?
Well, we have to go in different paths, it seems. Maybe we choose a path, walk it down, see what we can find. Any stones that need to be thrown into the fountain, placed.
I'd like to stay here and finish investigating this pond thing. Have we tried maybe using the crown?
Does Penki have the crown again? Or do we still have it?
No, I have it.
Let's try it. Maybe.
I'm gonna take out the crown and slowly approach. Well, first of all, take a look at the bag of holding that Penki resides in. Make sure nothing crazy's going on now that I've pulled it out.
The bag of holding is tightly drawn shut at the moment, resting at her check's hip.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards the pond. Anything happen?
As you approach the pond, there is no reaction from the crown.
I'm gonna extend my arm out and shake it over the water.
You don't even feel a hint of any vibration or movement or any energetic flow from the crown whatsoever.
Well, I guess I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna fasten it back.
So, paths.
What about a firebolt?
Maybe not. Let's go down a
Terran
path.
goes, I would not recommend firebolting anything around here. We must study it first, if anything.
Fine. What about that path on the other side? Directly across from us.
On the east side?
No, that's the west side.
So east side. This way is north.
Yeah.
What?
No, don't pay attention to the map.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the map. Pay attention to the map.
North, east, south, west.
Oh, yeah, west. Oh, I'm always getting those mixed up.
Yeah, so looking at the
Never eat
path.
soggy waffles, as I always.
I don't know what waffles are.
Looking across the pond, the path leading off into the, just away from you guys, towards the right appendage of the Titanus Shambler, it elevates a little bit, and there's almost like a ramshackled stone path leading up, and it looks like the top of one of the spires is embedded, broken, very vastly broken, in the shoulder of this Titanus Shambler.
Let's head in that direction. I'll
Okay.
go after a barbarian.
So we're heading this way. Around and up this path, right?
Yes.
So that's where we're going.
Don't
You
forget
all
my
have
feet.
suddenly gained flying abilities and floating abilities as you just levitate over the water. Yeah, so going up that path, it's just as I said, just stones leading upward. You find just enough footing to make it more of a comfortable journey up to the top of this shoulder. It's about 30 meters from the pond up to the shoulder. And are you guys going to the very top?
As I get to the base of it, I'm gonna just, eye it up. Is there anything unusual about the mound? Any disturbed earth, footsteps, things poking out, shiny objects?
Pretty evenly dispersed throughout this entire Titanic Shambler. There are vines and sort of plant tentacles just whacking and wailing around, and you can sort of hear them prevail throughout most of the Shambler. But other than that, nothing particular about this one.
Well, do you want to study this mound?
Terry?
Terrim?
Oh, you want me to study it?
From
From what I can see, there's...
I'll start looking for any stones that looks out of the ordinary.
Are you still at the base of it, or are you
I'm at the
climbing it?
I'm climbing it.
What?
I'll climb it.
Okay. Go ahead and move your model. We got them. We might as well use them. Getting at the top, you actually have a great view of the dead forest overall. And go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Taken by
Ooh.
just the sight of this this rotting, reeking forest. You are overcome with sadness.
Oh, you guys gotta get up here. It's so sad.
But nothing out of the ordinary other than the destroyed forest.
It's really destroyed. Should take a look at it.
We'll follow him up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow, but like on my hands and knees, so I don't like high places.
Okay.
Yeah, very very shaky elbows and knees.
Okay. All meeting at the top. Is anybody doing anything special?
Gasp.
Can I
Is it
look
worth
out
another
as
perception check?
yeah? Can I look out as well, but like maybe looking specifically for the sadness?
Okay, roll a perception check. As you guys make it to the top, you see almost like a vibration in Herchek's person as his hands are on the stone, the sort of chest-high wall. He's looking outward, and he's just, what has happened to this place? What'd you roll, Duncan?
A 7. Do I just cry a little bit more than him?
You do. It's
Hand on my shoulder.
I know. It's almost like Herchek guides you into the sad experience. As you see his body shaking, you go, there must be something that is so terrible about this sight, and immediately it hits you.
I get it, brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
As your hands slowly make their way to each other, and you caress.
Cry.
Tender embrace.
I would like to see if there's any evidence of one of the missing pieces, like that might fit in the base of that statue by the pond.
Okay, go ahead and
Right.
roll a perception check. Perception or investigation, whichever one you want to do.
I would like to look at my immediate surroundings by this column,
So,
raised column, as
this-
well as
this-
like the rest of the mound.
okay, roll a perception check. What you have immediately noticed, Tim, is that this right shoulder of the Shambler is almost the highest point on the mound, because the spire sticks out higher than most any other point on it. Even most of the trees or the rotted trees that are prevalent across it. So go ahead and roll. What'd you get for your
Noticing that
Perception.
I pooped just a little bit, but you guys don't notice.
Why?
Because he's afraid of heights.
Oh, that's right.
15.
Pooping through his fear, and turning it into courage, he surveys the land behind on top of the shambler, and you can see what looks like actually shit. Okay, yeah. You see
Terrible blow, earthquake.
Oh!
Something's gotten her.
As she tumbles back down the steps, losing her footing. You can see in the very center mass of the shambler this electrical field coursing through in a very contained area, and you can see that it's emanating from two opposite points that are causing this electrical surge inward. And looking out over that point towards the left hip, or the eastern hip of the, what would be the hip of this Titanus shambler, you can see sort of ruins, columns sticking up, creating the most semblance of an actual structure that you've seen on this shambler. And a lot of this is very vaguely nostalgic to you, because it's 1,000 years past of the mausoleum that you ventured through previously, as you're starting to recognize little bits and pieces of it. On its left shoulder, not quite reaching the height that you're at right now, but it's almost like this black ooze is dripping over the Titanus shambler's arm and sort of seeping down off and dripping onto the actual ground. And most of this shoulder is taken up by this black ooze. Wow! Was that Ganon or was that you?
That was Ganon.
Ganon just straight up kicked it.
Yeah.
Man.
Pay attention to me.
Now he's gonna rip your games off your wall.
Um,
Or
Prep me.
fart on them.
And you can see on the back right hip of it, the eastern hip.
Western.
Pardon me? No, the eastern hip. The western. Sorry, the eastern. Yeah, you're right. Western hip is the largest mass of tentacles that you've seen. Not only is the collection more dense, but they also reach higher in the sky. And you still get the sense that the mound is itself as a whole not moving. It's more so any movement is independent on the mound. It's almost like just that it's been reclaimed by nature itself. And that's it.
Oh my.
Actually, on that note, let's spin this map. There are no drinks on it this time.
Can we get some drinks?
Yeah, I got some water under the table.
Do you see the accurate description that I gave is completely represented on this map?
So this is north now. That's east, west.
Can you look this up,
Sweest.
please? There you go.
Sweetest.
Sweet.
Oh. Alright.
Tim!
Get your shit together, Tim.
As Herchek and Thunky's gaze is averted outwards, away from the Titanus shambler, what was, and might still be, who knows, White Wind, your gaze is inward, along its back and haunches and whatnot and stuff.
I think I see a structure in the distance. Do the
You can also see sort of highlighted blue, almost beacons coming from here, 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 and here.
Maybe we destroyed. I mean, oh, it's so sad.
How long will it take to rebuild this forest? Herchek wonders to himself. Does it really even matter? Sure.
Are those the beacons?
So wait, is there one of those over here too?
Yes, there is.
Well, I got you.
Werewolf.
Visual representation.
Highlighted blue beacons.
Well, let's go investigate them.
What are we investigating?
And you
I
can tell
see
from
those blue orbs in the distance.
from where you are to the farthest haunch or beacon is about 250 meters. Again, this is just a general landscape.
Maybe we should check out the. Wait, do we see electricity pulsing in this entire middle area or just this area?
Just that area. You can navigate around it. You can see some of the stone pathway does make itself around the left side or the western side of the electrical radius.
Yeah, it's just.
I agree. Let's check out that area. Due north of us.
I'm gonna gaze. I'm gazing. And bark here.
Okay.
Come with us.
It's not even what I sound like.
And then whoop.
Oh.
Whoop.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
As I walk past it.
As you're walking past it, yes.
Oh.
9.
Trying to keep your distance around this electrical radius that seems to take up almost 35 feet in diameter, just coursing throughout this entire area. You think you're safe, but as you walk around it, one of the electrical pieces goes and almost it slams right into you. But go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw, and you also take.
Oh Jesus! That's just a 5.
You take 9 points of electrical damage. As it takes you off guard and pushes you into the ground, and you are prone. You notice that
At least with some dignity, man. Yeah, no. Okay. Ouch. I'm fried alive.
Take a marshmallow out and hold it over your frying body.
I'm gonna.
Not gonna make
I'm gonna back
move,
the fuck up.
around this way and then try. Wait, I'm gonna investigate this green thing.
Yeah. So it's again, these are just to represent the amount of tentacles that are in the area.
I'm gonna navigate past the tentacles and try and drag her check away from the electricity field.
Okay. What do you have on you?
Robes
Robes.
Hands.
and a staff.
Hair.
Okay.
A great big bushy beard.
Yeah, you grab him and you pull him away from the radius where you can see the electricity just sort of
Come on now.
Oh no, Tip. Oh no.
Grab on.
almost like fingers reaching out and embedding themselves in multiple areas, reaching up towards her check as you're pulling him away, and it's reaching after him. And it, as you pull him away a certain distance, they start to retreat and regain in the. It's not like it's sentient or anything. It's more of just like almost a magnetic pull of the electricity in him.
It's Magneto.
Be careful in there. Don't get too close. Can anyone see what the source of this electricity is?
Yeah, it's almost too completely. It's stones with what looks to be different weapons embedded in them, and these weapons, almost coming straight from them, is the electricity on two sides. There are two different points. One next to you guys and one across the way, again, about 35 feet.
Can we identify what type of weapons these are?
It just looks like rusted spears and swords and shields. It looks like, yeah.
Penki, got these weapons here. Maybe you'd want one. Or two. Both of them. You could have both of them. But,
Roll persuasion. Roll at disadvantage.
come on, Penki!
Alright.
Whoever's interested looks at Herchek's left hip to see if there's any reaction from the bag of holding, and you just hear.
Like a couple drops come out of the bag. I say
Slight
we
orange tinge around it.
continue to
Yeah.
move over yonder.
Alright.
All right. Yep.
But
Fine,
back
Penki.
here!
Where's Tara?
Fuck.
Just standing there?
Yeah,
She-
you guys
she-
just chill.
Terrafim is following you guys, but
Oh,
she's at
okay.
a distance. She
Follow her.
is letting you guys sort of take the brunt of anything in front.
Alright,
Make sure you take a wide swing around.
yeah,
the
wide
electricity.
swing. We're going up this, yeah, and I'm gonna stop right there. In front of the tentacle porn.
Are we all going?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Approaching this again, this is the there's just large tentacles, almost almost the size of trees, whacking around. They seem a little bit dormant for now, slowly waving back and forth, and yeah, that's what you see right now.
Bunch of wacky
The
wave
same-
arm tube mans.
I don't know. Can I crawl on it, or can I just like walk over it normally?
The tentacles,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
raise
man.
15 feet at least high. That's the smallest one.
Are they climb? Can I climb them?
You can try.
Can I chop one?
No, don't drop it.
I'm gonna chop.
Throw a rock at it first.
Go ahead and chop it.
Josh, keep it down back there in the
15 in
peanut
your armor
gallery. I'll chop it. I'm gonna chop one of
Forget
them.
if my mage. Oh yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
not
that's
that
it.
would do much damage.
Does a 16 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Okay, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you approach it. It just goes and slams right into your shoulder, pressing you back. And it sweeps around and bats you back 5 feet.
Jesus.
Well,
Okay.
Do we?
Maybe we should huddle on this one.
Do we see?
As you can see them slowly arc towards you.
I'm gonna step closer, prepare an action to dodge back, like to jump back. And I want to see if when the vine thing hits me, if there's anything underneath it, like it exposes anything.
Okay. You walk towards it. Go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
You know, I'm dexterous.
while he's doing this, can I take my belt and wrap it around the handle of one of my javelin? Yeah, to make a grip.
Yeah.
And then walk like just slightly enough to dip like the spear of the javelin into the electricity field. See if it makes an electric something.
Oh, okay. So as you all are focused in front of you at the
Uh-huh.
trying to discern what the best course of action is with these tentacles, Thunky is just walking backwards towards the electrical radius, and when your spear gets into a certain range, about 15 feet away from where the electrical scourge is, electricity jumps at it and goes and makes a continual connection as you're holding it. It's not approaching you. You can see it course down and try and nip at your hands, but the belt is keeping it safe. Is keeping your hand safe.
So with this continuous arc of electricity, can I like walk back this way
Yes. As you take steps backwards, the lightning slowly pricks off of the
Oh.
spear.
Wait, so it's still connected or no?
As you can, there's maybe one light point of connection between one small arc
Mm.
between your spear and the tentacle.
Mm.
And as you turn around to look at the tentacle to try and see what the best attack would be with your lightning javelin, you can actually see that across through this massive tentacles, there's that blue beacon, and there's electricity forming around it, as it looks like two tentacles are wrapped around a piece of stone at the very end of this tentacle field.
Yeah, do I have that chain from
Yeah, you
that
do.
temple?
Mhm.
I do kind of forget what that. Hold on. I probably still have it somewhere.
So they're just 15 plus foot tentacles. That Jesus. So that attack did nothing to it.
You attacked it?
Yeah.
No, you didn't actually get close enough to. It attacked you.
What could we do? Ah!
Well, I rolled a 9 on my dexterity check.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you're prepared this time. You're ready to leap back, but as you leave your toes and jump backwards, it just smacks you again and sends you back 5 feet.
Can I try to stab at the closest one with my electric lightning javelin?
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
20. Not natural.
20. Yeah, you hit for sure. Go ahead and roll damage and add a d6 electrical damage. Actually, d4 would be.
So 8, and then you said a D4?
Actually, I apologize on the d4. As you insert your spear and the electrical current bursts into the tentacle, it almost is as if it was sprayed with just some water. It doesn't do much at all. There's no effect with the electrical current, but you still roll damage for the javelin, which is I think another d6.
I don't think it just says 1d6 plus 5.
So the 5 would be your strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll a d6.
I already did.
Oh, what do you get?
8.
Yeah, so it takes 8 points of damage as you thrust your spear in and rip it out, and you can see it squeal and wiggle around.
Squirm?
Squirm, there we go.
Oh, okay. Is it retreating into the ground at all? Or is it just like going crazy?
It coils up in onto itself and takes more of a defensive position towards you.
Okay.
Sweet. Poke him from a distance.
Yeah. Can I give him a javelin? And are you pretty strong? How strong are you?
I'm very weak.
You pretty strong?
I have some strength, but no dexterity. So, finesse one would be good.
Might be just best in your
Whoops.
hands.
I'm gonna
Fine.
stab one.
I'll just give one javelin to her check.
Gonna start making a path. Stabbing.
Yeah.
Okay, roll. Go ahead and roll 2 attacks.
Do we both do this or no?
11 for the first one. Oh my god. You're done for the night. And then 10 for the second one.
Neither hit as they coil away from you.
You noodle coward.
And does a 13 hit your armor class.
No.
Yeah, it sweeps around and tries to slam straight down on you, but you just jump out of the way.
Aha.
Just in time.
Wah!
You attack?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
Oh. Hold on. Whoa. 26.
Is that a natural 20?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
10.
Are you attacking the same one?
Yes.
This time you thrust the spear forward and rip out to the left side, the opposite side of before, and you can see just it's hanging on by a strand, and the base of it is still wobbling around, and the part that's hanging down is just barely like doesn't make that sound, could you imagine? If it was sentient, that's the sound it would make.
Alright, I'm attacking again.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Oh, baby.
There you go, yeah.
And then the second one. No, baby. No, baby.
Okay, so the first go ahead and roll for damage.
Overconfident. Ah! Nice. 10 points of damage.
Okay, so you thrust inward, and you can see that the spear makes it all the way through, and you're confident that you can take it and probably just bisect it at that point. But it curls around the javelin, and you can see it just quickly enough curling around your hand as well, and it picks you up and throws you into the center.
Oh no!
Oh god.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god. No.
Can I take my great axe and just start doing like
9.
windmills and walking in?
9.
Yeah. Go,
Oh shit!
go
Wait,
ahead.
I forgot about the chain thing again. Can I take that out and just start waving around my head?
Yes, you can. So the chain, it was solid at first. It was a solid iron chain pole, and then as you started to swing it, it loosened up and turned into more of a chain lasso. You have about 15 feet of chain, and you take.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna charge in and get it.
7,
You just
10,
want us to die so you can take over
Oh.
our
take
bodies or
18
something.
points of
Oh
bludgeoning damage.
Yeah,
no!
we know what you're up to.
18
Bark.
points of bludgeoning damage as tentacles like just slamming and smacking into you. What are you doing, Penki?
I'm
What's
in
everybody
pain.
I would like to walk in towards
Yeah,
her
the-
check while swinging that chain mace thing above my head.
So the chain is attached to the mace.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Roll to attack, and this will count as multiple.
25.
Okay. You are swinging it around, and the majority of the tentacles are focused on her check, but the few around you, as they come and they try and meet your body with their mass of roots, your mace is just batting them away, and you've just managed to time it perfectly enough to where it's just is anybody following Thunky? Go ahead and roll another dexterity saving throw. And at this point, Teraphim reaches out her hand, and a few of the 3 of the tentacles around you, her check, goes, and they start to slow down, and it's almost like their movement is impeded very heavily, and it's like they're swinging through water. What'd you roll?
No, that was an 8. I just rolled it again to see. I was like, how bad can it be? And yeah, it was an 8.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh yeah, does it, Magnus? Oh!
Yeah, oh, it's okay. You only take 2 and
18.
and 13 points of bludgeoning damage as they are beating you. Actually, hold on. 7 points of bludgeoning damage, as it seems like the force that some of them are hitting you with is not as strong. Okay, Thunky, you are up. Varkir and Tim, you are also up.
I'm just gonna make my way closer to her check.
Just gonna start like low crawling towards them, like. Ooh,
Go ahead and roll another attack, Thunky.
Ooh.
15.
15. This time you take. Oh shit! You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as you bat 2 away, but 2 more just slam themselves into your side and then into your front, pushing you along the path. Is anybody? Is it just her checking Thunky in the mass of these things? Or?
I'm going to change the properties of shield to extend it to her check, raising his AC by 5, but it will look like blue electricity when it like the blue shield blocks anything.
Okay, her check as this electrical field
Lasts
hits
for
you.
1 turn, by the way.
As you feel it, the electrical essence feels familiar to you, and it becomes almost like second nature for you to command. And you have advantage on your dexterity saving throws, and the damage amassed at you is going to be halved.
Ooh.
So our yeah, as we'll say that right now you are getting up, and the slowed tentacles, as well as this sort of invigorating confidence and power in you, has given you the gusto to rise and fight back, and you have just dodged to the left and right of 2 tentacles as you are now on your footing and you can attack as you please. You are about 10 feet away from the 2 vines encasing this, what looks to be like a shard of stone emanating this electrical energy.
I'm really close to it.
Yes, you are.
I'll attack it.
You have 10 feet to go through these tentacles. Roll another dexterity saving throw.
Bonus action. Can I use the talisman that he gave me to heal myself?
Yes, you. I don't know if that's a bonus action. I think that might be a full action.
Oh, it's a full action. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go towards Thunky then, like trying to make my way. Regroup. Rah!
Okay.
I'm gonna if he as soon as he
And then move back and use my action to take the talisman.
Okay. Did you roll a dexterity saving throw already?
No, I've not.
Pretty much any movement inside of this field is yours going to need a dexterity saving throw.
10?
Not quite.
yeah, you have advantage.
Oh,
yeah. Whew. Motherfucker.
Oh.
You see one of the tentacles coming at you. It's one of the slower ones, and you're like, I fucking got this. I'm gonna move to the right as it's coming to the left, but it sees you, and it just smacks your head to the left and gives you whiplash. And you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Or sorry, 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
So you
okay.
take half. And then another one, as that jostles you, you take another 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it smacks into your thigh. Thunky, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good.
And go ahead and use your heal action.
Oh, thank God. 20 not natural.
20, not natural?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you take
What is it?
3 points of bludgeoning damage as tentacles are whipping at you, and you're moving yourself just barely out of the way as you're just getting lashed, coming out, and you both make it out of the tentacle field once more.
Oh, it is? Everybody then heals 13 points of damage. Since I'm the one that is using it. Jeez.
I'm gonna look at Valkyrie and give him like a.
Even though it was I that I cast the spell.
Oh, wait.
Whoa!
Oh, it was you?
What is this? This is great.
Oh, just kidding. I'll look at her.
The
her
item,
check.
the rune breaks and melts into your skin and gives you renewed vitality.
Oh. It's burning me so good.
Teraphim walks up to you, and she puts her hands on your shoulder, her check, and she goes, "Surely you can do so much better than this." And this sphere envelops you.
Wow.
And she goes, "This should be able to solve all of your problems. Just go ahead and walk right back in there."
I walked right back in there.
Um,
Cha la 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 la. Right
luck.
right up to the thingy ding.
Don't die this time.
Right up to the thing.
Thanks a lot, Trislan.
you've got a minute to go get that stone.
I got it. I run out to grab it.
As you're running through these tentacles, the sphere itself is pushing them outward, and the ones on the edges of the sphere are just slamming into it to no avail. And you can see you're just pushing your way through, and you can see this stone. Wait, hold on. No damage creature can be damaged by attacks. Sorry, it's you. She cast Resilient Sphere on you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to see if you can pick up anything while you're in it. It doesn't say. The sphere is immune to all damage, and a creature or object inside can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside, nor can a creature inside the sphere damage anything outside of it. It says damage, but it doesn't say.
Teraphim casts Resilient Sphere onto myself.
Wow, I got her name completely wrong. I'm sorry.
Thunky, what did you just call me?
Nothing, troll, Celine.
Oh, you're so lucky I need you.
Ah!
As you just hear doom to goom doom goom doom. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw because they can't affect it. They can push it. As you're wading through. Make it opposing.
17.
They got a 17 as well as you're running through, and the sphere is
Another one!
around you.
Another
As they're
17.
pushing you back. 14.
Yeah.
As you're just pushing your feet through the mud, and it's they're pushing you back a foot, but you're gaining on by 3 foot as you make it to the orb, and you can see the tentacle. The 2 tentacles get pushed down by your sphere, and the stone barely protrudes inside of it. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. When your fingers grasp around the stone, you feel this familiarity in the element itself, being of the Storm Heralds. It's almost comforting to you, but you lose control of it, and you realize that to hold this it can be quite dangerous as you rip it from it and you start running back, and you take 6 points of electrical damage.
Jesus. Oh, man. What a roller coaster this is. Just, ooh!
Yeah, as her check is just getting beaten up.
Fuck!
Reaching the end of the minute, the sphere disperses, and you just shoot forward and slide to the feet of your comrades with one of the stone.
I'm gonna pat him on the back.
I'll pat him on his shoulder.
Okay.
You okay there, buddy?
Oh.
You did good.
Taking a lot
You
for the
did
team
really good.
this afternoon.
Stone touchy hurdy.
I'll look at him, but I won't.
Bar, touch me, Bar. Oh, touch me.
Maybe
You
give
get
him a
dude.
drink.
Yeah,
You've earned it.
I'm gonna pour a large glass of ale. Mug.
Okay. Thunky pulls the barrel off from her back, and starts pouring you one of her hefty pints of her ale.
Oh, does it heal me? Oh.
You can try.
Special home brew.
It doesn't.
That would be good. You
I
need a
mean,
healing beer.
It's to make you feel better, but honestly, if you're bleeding, it's probably gonna make it worse.
Oh,
Should probably
I
put
chug
a
it. I
tourniquet
chug it.
around something.
Oh, sweet death. Oh.
I'm gonna take a pint as well, and offer it to anyone else.
Teraphim sits down and she goes, well, I'll take one.
Wow.
Um,
I'm standing there like. And then I give them both one.
and Teraphim says, I will hold the stone.
Oh, be careful. Oh.
She grabs it with ease. She goes through nothing of what you saw. And you can almost see this. her skin has this light blue tinge to it, as you can almost see a flow from the stone go into her skin.
I felt something in that stone. Familiar to myself. I don't know what it was. But
you recognize it as just being sort of the raw electrical energy that you were accustomed to. Bringing up nostalgia of like your childhood with training with this element and trying to harness it. She goes, oh, well, I mean, I have spells to help me out with that sort of thing. And she
hold
just
on.
puts it into one of her satchels.
I never forget a stone. Let me take a look.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course. I'm cave folk. I
She
know
just
my
throws it at you.
stones. How big is it? Can I just catch it?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
19. I have stone cunning too.
With your stone cunning, as well as having trained in with these elements previously, knowing what's coming at you, that it is emanating this electrical essence, you grab it with all this knowledge and make all of the preparations in your mind, even all of the chaotic elemental vortex of knowledge in your head, trying to tame it for but a second. You feel it pulse into your grip, and you have come up with the exact sort of elemental counterbalance for this stone, and you do feel it pulsing into you. And Teraphim goes, oh, I'm impressed. You didn't even cast anything.
Feels good.
Yeah, and you can see the electrical curls going into his forearms as his hair is just sticking up, and he's like,
This is a good stone.
He looks
Let
kind
me
of crazy.
tell ya.
Oh, it hurt. Demon.
Yeah, and Jack is still just spinning on the ground, smoke billowing from him.
Wow. Let me tell you, her jacket. Worth every bruise.
I'm gonna take a normal potion.
Okay, go ahead and wait. You don't have access to your potions. As you reach into the bag of, as you attempt to reach into the bag of holding.
Penki! Oh, I need a healing potion. Normal. Penki, please. I'm dying.
Teraphim goes, I don't know why you don't just throw that bag into one of those. That's massive death over there.
Oh,
Here,
Penki.
take this.
Penki's a friend. Oh.
And she hands you a potion of greater healing. And she says, this is my very last one. Wait, who put that like that?
Wow.
It really does look like a romantic embrace.
6, 7, 8,
Can I whisper to the bag?
11, 12,
Bad
13, 14,
friend.
15.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It angers me.
Oh, Penki. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Son of a bitch, we're friends.
Remember the picture, Penki.
So as you found this sort of elemental counterbalance to this stone, the vines in that area seem to get more passive, and they seem to almost attune back with pure nature as opposed to anything of the chaotic realm.
Oh man.
I'm gonna hold the stone out in front of me. Do one of these things. Does it look like it would fit at the base? Is that?
Yeah, it does. With your stone cunning, having already analyzed the not only the stone in its entirety, but the sort of divots, the holes at the base of it, the 4 holes, you can tell that this one fits perfectly into one of them. So you feel it with your hand. You're like, oh yeah,
I feel it with my tongue.
yes.
Yep. This is the one. Just what we're looking for. Well, let's take it back. I'll lead the way. Around
Come on,
the electricity.
Terry. Yeah, Terry. We're walking this way to the thing. Get off me, Terry. Oh,
We all do a group high five.
You said the water is electrified, though, right?
The water you do see just small. The highest it gets is about 6 inches from the surface. Just streaks of slow electrical energy just going in and dispersing itself into the pond. It's almost like it's tickling the top of the pond.
Can we walk around to the base
Yeah, there's
and avoid the water?
there's like broken stone platforms more centrally located around this stone, and it goes all the way around the pond. And again, there's like this central, stone platform in the center of the pond, leading to the base of the stone.
Alright, well, I'm not very dexterous at all. Who would like...
There's nothing impeding your path to the stone. Again, the pathway encircles itself around the entirety of the pond, and there's just this stone platform coming to the center, but you could pretty much just walk in front of the
Oh, okay.
giant
Alright,
stone.
then yeah, I'll walk. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-doop. Walk around here with stone, dodging the water, and putting the stone right where it looks like it fits in.
The first opening at the bottom, you insert the stone into, and as soon as the back of it meets the back of the stone crevice, the seams seal up, and the stone itself seems to smooth out a little bit, and the small pond itself gets energized with electrical energy as some of it shoots into the center onto the stone platform, and you can almost see this slowly spiraling electrical silhouette on the center of the platform.
What does the silhouette resemble?
Nothing really, just a vague shape, just like nothing that you can make out right now.
Say we go to the...
It's almost like the opacity of a lightning strike has been turned pretty high up, and it's slowly circling in the center.
Arcana check?
Yeah, go for it.
19.
There's no immediate danger about it. You can tell that the water itself below the stone platform has become more dangerous and more charged. The silhouette in the center, however, you have not seen before.
Well, I don't like the looks of that.
You can tell that it is a piece of something larger. The more stones you put in, the more it will collect itself.
Say we go to the southeast place.
And Teraphim, from what you just did, goes, I think we found our source of this electrical scourge. The stone.
Ah, yes.
As she looks towards the
Slowly
stone and up.
came to that conclusion.
And again, at the very
Keep up, Teraphim.
at the top of this stone, many feet above it, is this mass of dark clouds and sort of contained lightning strikes.
Woo. All right, let's find the next one. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, let's go to this one.
Heroically bow!
Right back
the
into
barbarian
the
leap.
Danger.
Danger, Bill Chobbit Flynn.
That's a tentacle.
Yeah. Like I knew it.
Terrafin.
She's into that kind of thing. She's into tentacles.
Terrafin.
Big,
Terra-
large tentacles
tentacle.
wrapping around
She
Terafin's
digs it.
body.
That's why she hasn't been scared this whole time.
As I inspect the area, doing a perception check of the area in front of us.
I too am going to squint
Natural
my
20.
eyes as to inspect.
That's alright. You
Natural
got a 20.
Her check feeling sort of
On super
you know,
alert.
a combination of
Pain.
being demoralized from your loss in the duel,
I won.
and then the
Oh, I lost.
the depression of seeing a land that was so vast and beautiful before just turned to utter desolation and
Single
rot,
tear, single tear.
and then having almost failed once more, just getting completely brutalized and beaten and dragged around and just manhandled and molested by these by these tentacles.
Wow.
You feel like you have to make up for it somehow, and you use all of your puny barbarian brain
Whoa,
power,
puny.
all to try and find out an easy solution, whereas everything previously had just been this huge trial and tribulation. You can see that this blackness is very reminiscent of what the black puddings are made up of, and you can see that there are many different black puddings inside of this liquefied rot, and at the very end is a stone, but it's enveloped in what looks to be the largest black pudding that you've seen in a while, and it's just staying there. But you do see a path of stones that are not touching the black rot all the way up to the primary black pudding. You take a look at this at first, Tim, and you can make sense of it a bit, but Herchek just walks right up to it and he goes, "I see what I have to do." And you just look at him and you're like, "Oh, well, okay, well, yeah, I guess."
Get in there. Come on.
Oh, there's puddings. Do you see that pudding on top of the stone out there? How far away is the stone?
The stone is about 45 feet away from you.
Look at Tim.
And you have advantage on all dexterity saving throws
Ooh. I'm
and
looking-
checks.
And all her checks. All right. Tim, it's time. Light him up. And then I'm gonna walk towards the stone as he's lighting them all the puddings up. I'm gonna point out the puddings.
Firebolt.
I'm gonna be like, ah,
Right
whoa!
at where he's pointing every time.
Okay, you have advantage on your attacks.
Firebolt.
Are you
Wow.
going towards it?
Shit, dog. Wild Surge got a 20.
You got a natural 20?
Yeah.
Did we say that is a wild magic now?
Yeah.
I thought it was 1 is a wild magic.
Shit. Well,
Because of your natural 20, and it doesn't, the damage is doubled, but I'll allow you to choose what magical, wild magic effect goes on you. And you have a pretty large list, so I hope you're ready.
Fire. Lava. Molten lava.
Everybody around Tim sees this bright flash of orange light in their periphery, and they turn around to look at Tim as he's crazily looking into the sky with one hand's fingers curled around, and the other hand's his fingers curled around the teardrop staff that he had, and contrary to its water nature, it is lit aflame and just firing. As you can see, the electrical energy coming from the stone itself is muted by this incursion of flame element.
So there's no pudding on the stone?
The pudding itself has sunken lower into the mass of goop, and the stone itself has gone with it, as it seems like this area as a whole has been, it's almost cowering away, and it's like the original element in life that pervaded throughout has been muted.
Okay.
This has happened very few times before between you two, but this is a perfect example of teamwork and triumph as you are jumping from one rock going, Tim! Just pointing to each one, and Tim is sending cantrip after cantrip of fireball. As you notice, as you're going forward, the primary black pudding is sending puddings flying at you, and fireball is meeting them as they burn the signal in the air and fall to your feet as you're jumping over the rock, dodging them. Fireball, ducking around, fireball goes over your shoulder, jumping up, fireball goes underneath your legs, and you meet the smoking husk of the final black pudding as it's melting away, and this entire section has almost been charred and solidified into almost walkable earth now.
Wow.
And you can see just craters of embers dispersed throughout.
I grab the stone.
also, I look 7 years younger.
You all look at Tim and being impressed by this sight, by this feat between Herchek and himself, this coordination. You look at him and he looks just better for some
Glowing.
reason. Yeah, there's this
Standing
radiance about him.
Less wrinkles.
It's hard to tell. He doesn't look younger, that's for sure. Because I imagine Tim is old enough to the point where 7 years isn't going to do much. But he definitely looks
He's
more
having a good
confident.
day.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, there's that glow about you.
Alright.
Okay.
I grab the stone and I go, Tim, that was amazing!
Right on, brah.
I'm gonna run up and chest bump.
Chest bump.
That was cool 7 years
I
ago.
won't get any momentum. I'll just chest bump him.
Sure, I'll
I'm gonna
bounce off and...
Yeah, I'm gonna be delicate.
Yeah, he goes down onto his bum. He's just like,
You.
Excellent teamwork. Teraphim tugs on your robes, Varkir, and she goes, Do they do this a lot? Oh, that's right, you're new. What are you doing later?
Varkir. Ooh.
I'm gonna turn around and be like,
I'm-
burn!
Oh.
You want some ice for that too?
Teraphim
Nice.
rights herself, and she goes, "What? I'm busy anyways, restoring this forest after we're done here. You go off and Do whatever lowly work you are.
I go up.
Sore
Wait,
Luke.
I've
Go-
never even
I-
heard your
I-
name before.
I go up and
Mr.
high five
Royalty.
Barkir and be like, "Oh, what's up, my noble?
Yeah, I'm gonna pour him a glass of beer.
I'm
You're the
gonna
best
put my leg
noble."
up on a mound.
You're
and raise
amazing.
my robe above the Say-
Barkir, where are you going, Barkir? Get out of the way,
Hey,
Terrapin.
hey,
Yeah, you
I'm
piece
gonna
of
actually
shit.
go help Terrapin up.
Yeah.
And try and look all stoic about it.
I'm gonna go place.
free
I'm gonna place the stone in
Terrapin.
the thing-a-ding.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh. You are pretty old and ugly.
There we go. Place that up there.
Oh.
8.
8. You can see her hold in a what appears to be a burp or vomit of some sort. She, thank you, Tim. And she just pats you on your shoulder. She goes, "I'll be fine, though. You don't have to compensate for your friend over there. I'm lonely." It's okay. You don't have to try and make me feel better anymore, Tim.
I have a nice cave.
I know. It's
It's a good cave.
we can go our separate ways after this. I understand. Just born of a different cloth, you and I. There's not much that
I'm
can
gonna
be
yell
done
at
about
them like,
that.
"Could you all come on with the lovers'
better
quarrel?"
get going.
You know what?
Tim,
It looks
That's
like
Seen
fine.
anybody or somebody anyway.
you look good. You look good, Tim.
It just looks like Tim is like blocking her path.
Like,
He's like, "Ah,
she's trying to walk
no."
around
And
to the
he's like,
left, to the
"Oh,
right.
oh."
Just have another thing.
Just give her a milady and move on.
Okay, you guys, Tim walking up with the stone. You, wait, who does have the stone?
I put it up there. Do you
I'm
want me
sorry,
to
roll another
wisdom
wisdom saving throw,
throw? It's gonna be a 12.
Oh, wait, you have -1.
Aw. Probably should've
You take
had
4
a-
points of electric damage as you're trying
Wow.
to contain it. You're focusing on your training and what you've been doing wrong, and it's just not coming to you.
Fine.
Tim.
I
Come
know
put the
my way
stone
around
in
a rock.
place.
As the stone gets, as Tim guides you to the appropriate opening, you insert the stone into the third opening. bit.
Tim!
And it seals in place once more. And Varkir, the features of the face that you noticed before seem more pronounced this time around. Before it seemed like am I seeing something wrong? Is this just a coincidental shape? It seems more of an actual face this time, unmistakable. And the water gets electrified once more, and it surges into the center. And you can see the silhouette, again, is stronger than before. The opacity turned to maybe about 50% now. And it does look like the shape of a humanoid. Just spinning and floating there. Just parts of it. Some phase in and some phase
I
out
hope
as it
that's not
starts
what
to
Yeah.
I'd be
No.
getting the fuck out.
There's contrary to the surge of electrical energy in the water, there is more of a sense of calm in this area than when the stones were separated previously.
Alright. Which one's next?
All right, SASANS, join us next time on SASANS and Dragons, because next time this is a break now, 5 minutes or so for us, but for you it's like gonna be a week or whatever, you know. So, as always, until fate next brings us together, and never stop playing video games and role-playing games. I would say everybody close your ears. I'm just gonna go with this. Enzer, you will be annoyed. The longer it is, the better.
Wow.
That's
terrible.
what she said. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome